On episode 42 of Ariel Helwani's MMA show, Robert Whittaker weighs in on Israel Adesanya's win streak in UFC and states, in quote, "I don't think he is as good as he thinks he is." Let's listen in for more.
I would have been happy fighting Kelvin. He's a hard fight as well. I would have been happy either way, to be honest.
Izzy was on our show earlier, and you've probably seen some of the things that he said about you, but there does seem to be some friction there between you two. It seems like his big issue is that when you see each other, you just shake his hand, you're pleasant as you typically are, but then in interviews, you're a little more critical of him, and he doesn't seem to like that. What is your response to some of the things that he has said about you in the post-fight press conference and the build-up to this last fight?
I gotta say, I don't understand why this guy is getting such a rise out of what I said. The only critical thing I've ever said about him was that I don't think he's as good as he thinks he is. And it's like, you can take that how you want, but it makes it sound like I'm talking behind his back all the time. And that's just how I feel. Sorry it gets you so upset. He just needs to relax. I thought he had a great win on the weekend, and it seems like every time someone asks him a question or they put the spotlight on him for 2 seconds, he can't help himself but mention my name. And it's a little concerning, to be honest.
Why is it concerning?
Because I'm the only thing in his head, and surely he could be using his spotlight for other purposes, you know. If for instance, he's calling me like a fake New Zealander, a fake Australian. Wow, they're pretty heavy comments, you know. And when he could be using his spotlight to further other purposes, like myself. Whenever the spotlight is put onto me, I get to plug my educational programs. I'm bringing educational programs to New Zealand next year. A lot of people don't know this, but this is one of the things that I'm working on right now with my team. And I guess the only thing that Israel can talk about is me. You know, I'm flattered, to be honest.
Do you feel like any of the things that he has said about you have crossed the line, have been too personal?
Nah, not really. He's anything that crosses the line, it all matters. It all depends how you could take it. You know, so some things I think are ridiculous. Like when he says that I'm a fake Aussie, fake New Zealander, that's just ridiculous. And I don't think anyone really pays any mind to it. Because if I'm a fake New Zealander, then what is he? It's just one of those things. And as for every time I see him, you know, I'm very personable. I have no beef with him at all. If he wants me to be critical every time I see him and to sit him down and we can have coffee and we can go over every fault that I see in his game, I'll do that if he wants to. Oh. Otherwise, I'll just say, "Hey, how you doing?" and keep my mouth shut. And any differences we have, for whatever reason he's made them personal, we'll sort out in the octagon sooner or later.
But you have noticed that it does seem like he perks up when he talks about you, right? Like, it does seem like he gets riled up when the topic of you and your championship and you being a champion gets brought up. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it's personally, I think because he can't stand the fact that people like me more than him, and even if they don't, he can't stand the fact that people are talking about me in the same sentence as him. He just can't do it. He wants all the spotlight. He wants all the attention, and he can have it. I've never cared, but I find it funny that it gets to him so much. Just relax, man. Great fight. You got yourself a shiny belt. We can fight for my line later.
He has said, he has the new title. You have the old title. He's the real champion. You're not. Does that talk bother you?
Nah. Should it?
I don't know.
No, because he can, honestly, he can say whatever he wants because we're going to meet in a few months' time, and like any talk is done. Anything he says, old, new, this, that, none of it's going to matter. I'm going to see you across from the octagon, and I'm going to go hell for leather. And you know what? If he beats me, he beats me. Good on him. He would have earned his place. But I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that doesn't happen.
So would it be fair to say you're a little confused by all of this, by these comments?
I think not confused because if I sit down intellectually, I can see why he's doing a lot of stuff. He just needs to relax though. He just needs to relax. He needs to soak in everything he's done. He's done some good things, and I'm going to get to him sooner or later.
You said that he's not as good as he thinks he is. After Saturday, should he think that he is that good? Like, does that change your stance on him?
Not at all. Not at all. I think he's a very good fighter. Even when I said this comment, I said he's a very good fighter. I don't know why he got so personally insulted by it. To be honest, if you watch the fight, you can see the holes that were there every fight before. They just got exposed bigger.
Wow.
There are a lot of holes. There are a lot of things that Gastelum exploited, and there are a lot of things that Gastelum could have exploited, but couldn't because of his makeup, because of his striking style, because of his height, his reach, and Gastelum was getting in. Gastelum was landing that left. I'll get in. I'll land my right. Like, I'm much faster than Gastelum. I'm a better striker. I'm more comfortable there. I stay on the outside. I don't stay in that mid ground. Israel should be very worried. I'm a very hard fight.
What are the bigger holes that you noticed on Saturday?
Israel doesn't like getting hit, and he's very, very hittable. And that's it. I hit hard. I like hitting people. I can get in, and I can do the damage. I can do the work. And if he can weather the storm, and he can take my shots for 5 rounds and counter and do everything he did with Gastelum, then congratulations to him. He'll win X, Y, and Z. But I don't think he's going to. I'm a different fighter to Gastelum. I bring much more heat. I hit harder. I hit faster. I'm going to come there with a new level of intensity he's not used to.
Did his takedown defense surprise you at all?
Did Gastelum shoot very well?
Okay.
No, this is no disrespect to Gastelum at all. I just think Gastelum's whole intention wasn't really to try to attack for the takedown. He wasn't trying to, and this is my humble opinion, honestly.
Sure.
If he did and I mistook it, then that's on me and not him. But it looked like Gastelum went out there with a great approach to the striking game, which I think he did a wonderful job doing. And then his takedown attacks and the threat of the takedown was an afterthought or something he tried throwing in there in moments when maybe he shouldn't have. But I don't think the whole goal for Gastelum was to get in there and land the takedowns and cover that grappling, because he was having such success on his hands. He went out there in my mind. He went out there with a game plan that was very heavily focused on striking, and he implemented that very well. Even with the height and reach difference, he got in, and when he landed shots, he hurt Israel, and he landed a head kick. It was super effective. Come on, man.
I had heard that they were shooting for end of July, early August to have you two fight in a big stadium in Australia. Are you hearing the same?
I haven't heard too much just yet, but mate, third time's a charm. If I can get in Australia, surely it's this time.
Does that time frame work for you?
It does. I was always penciling in August, and so the timeline and the dates work out perfectly. Obviously, got to see how Izzy heals up. I wish him a speedy recovery. That was a hard fight, and he's obviously got to lick his wounds. But that's the date I had penciled in.
Well, the reason I ask you is because he told us the time frame doesn't work for him. He wants a little more time off. How do you feel about that? If it would be later?
Well, I guess that's for something him and my team and the UFC and everyone's got to discuss. Yeah. I've never really been the one who the thing is, I've never really been one that has stuck by a hard timeline ever of when I can fight. Like, I'm one of those guys that, you know, when the ties are on and they're good, I go out there and race.
UFC 193 was a huge deal in Melbourne with the 55,000 tickets sold. Jeff Horn versus Manny Pacquiao in Brisbane was a huge deal. Do you feel like this could be bigger than all of that? Do you feel like we can sell out a stadium here and get 50, 60,000 people in there, maybe even more?
We could definitely get more. This will be the biggest combat sports event in the Australian New Zealand market.
Wow.
Mark my words.
How big can you think? How many tickets do you think we could sell here? How big could it get?
We can definitely cap we can definitely cap 55,000, and that's a big number. That's a big stadium. That's a very, very big stadium. So we can. I have the utmost confidence that we can top that number.
Is there a specific city in Australia that you want? Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne. Is there a specific one?
Definitely Sydney. I want it in Sydney. I want it in my backyard.
Okay.
I haven't fought here since my middleweight debut, and I really want to do that. It's one of the things I want to do. I want to defend my belt in Sydney, home ground, backyard.
And considering the incidents that happened the last two times you were scheduled to fight in Australia, any concerns about going back?
Not at all. Like I said, third time's a charm. So yeah, I have very high hopes, and I'm very excited for the fight to come back here in Australia, and I'll be ready.
We'll leave it at that. Robert, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough, and I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't bother your family, wake you guys up. I hope I didn't piss off your manager, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You're an absolute gentleman, a class act. Thank you for doing this.
You're fine, mate. Thank you so much for having me. You're always good to me.
All right, what do you guys think of Robert Whittaker's comments on Israel Adesanya's UFC wins? Personally, I just think he's looking for a fight. I think he knows that Israel Adesanya is a big topic right now and a big potential payday for him. So I just think he's just trying to secretly get a fight with him. I think that's what he's just trying to do. Yeah, trying to throw a little shade, secretly, while admiring him. Yeah, he's just trying to get a payday. Let me know in the comment section what you think Robert Whittaker is trying to do, if you agree or disagree. And if you have not already, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, and tune in for more on MMA NEWS Outlet. Thank you.